On Monday, Albert Pujols hit career home run number 598. Last night, he went deep again for number 599. Will he hit magic number 600 tonight?
Babe Ruth was the first to hit 600 home runs. Then Willie Mays joined the club. Hank Aaron was next on this list of immortals that now includes 8 members. In 2001, Albert Pujols hit his first home run as a rookie with the Cardinals, giving notice of things to come.
First career big league home run, and it will not be nearly the last.
He continued to hit the long ball at an incredible pace, then joined the 500 club with the Angels 3 years ago.
Welcome to the 500 home run club, Albert Pujols.
Now Albert is chasing history again. He's on the cusp of 600 home runs and ready to be the 9th member of this elite group. Joining any club with Babe Ruth as a member is a slugger's dream. Will today be the day?
Halos used a 9-run third inning last night to defeat the Atlanta Braves and even up this series at a game apiece. Tonight for the Big A as we looking not only for a milestone but also looking for a series victory. It's game 3 against the visiting Atlanta Braves. We welcome you inside our broadcast booth and back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West along with Mark Kubiza. I'm Victor Rojas, and as we just showed you, Albert Pujols has been on quite a tear throughout his career. He is a Hall of Famer to be, not just with home runs, but doubles, RBIs, hits. He's going to eventually get to the 3,000 hit plateau. It's been a pleasure to watch him over the last 5+ seasons, and hopefully he gets number 600 here tonight.
Yeah, Victor, when you think about it, coming in his homestand, 3 home runs away from that 600 mark. Well, Monday night he goes out, gets number 598 on a fastball inside part of the plate. What you're seeing of late from Albert is his ability to open up that front hip, get that leg down, and get that barrel of the bat out to drive it out, 598. And then he follows it up last night against Bartolo Colon on a fastball that kind of drifted towards the middle in again. Open up that front hip, barrel of the bat, and one of the hardest home runs I've seen Albert hit in a long time, so just 1 away. It's going to be a tough one against Jaime Garcia, who's the guy that keeps the ball down in the strike zone. So he's going to have to try to hit the ball either to center field or right center field. Changeup, sinker combination, difficult to hit out.
Well, so far in Major League Baseball, we've seen 8 players get to that magical 600 home run club. Albert looking to become the 9th and will eventually get there. We'll see if he's capable of doing it tonight. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A, and hopefully seeing some history. We're going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Northwest is being brought to you by the all-new 2017 Subaru Impreza. Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 28 miles per gallon. More than a car, it's a Subaru. Welcome back out to the Big A, the final game of this three-game set as the homestand continues. After tonight, the Minnesota Twins will roll into town for the first of four beginning tomorrow night. The Angels with the victory last night, now 27-28 on the season. Of course, this is game number 56. Jesse Chavez on the mound, and we'll take a look at the lineup as presented by their manager, the Atlanta Braves, Brian Snitker. And pretty much the same lineup. The only difference tonight, Gooby, the fact that Tyler Flowers serving as the DH. Kurt Suzuki out of Cal State Fullerton getting to start today. They also get Brandon Phillips back in the lineup, but Kurt Suzuki seems like he's done a lot of damage against the Angels throughout his career.
He's done a pretty good job so far this year with Atlanta. .257 batting average with 8 extra base hits. And what he does, Kurt Suzuki, so well is he hits the ball up the middle quite a bit. So you're going to have to make some quality pitches. He uses the entire field very, very well.
They are taking on Chavez. Mentioned this will be his 12th game, 11th start of the season, 4-6 with a 5.09 ERA. Tough outing the last time out, looking to bounce back against the Bravos.
And he said he made some adjustments in his bullpen session in between starts as far as making sure he stays on top, especially of his changeup and his cut fastball. When you see this lineup for Atlanta, they are very good as far as using the whole field, especially the opposite field. So that cutter and changeup, very important for him here tonight.
Defensively for the Angels behind Chavez, you've got Young in left. Shane Robinson called up before the game. He gets to start at center field, so Cameron May was still out of the lineup. Cole Calhoun in right. Cliff Pennington, Andrelton Simmons on the left side. Danny Espinosa, Jeffrey Marte on the right. Martin Maldonado behind the plate.
You mentioned Shane Robinson getting that start out in center field. Played 16 games and left, 8 in center field last year, 4 in right field. Had 2 outfield assists, covers a lot of ground, had 1 error in the outfield last season.
Was not a pretty game for the Braves last night. 9 runs we mentioned in the 3rd inning. Of those 9 runs, just 2 were earned against Bartolo Colon. And Brian Snitker, the manager of the Braves, is the kind of guy that's been around baseball a long, long time. Over 2,000 minor league games as a manager in baseball, all the Atlanta Braves system. And he himself was surprised at what he saw last night with the multiple errors, 3 to be exact in that 3rd inning.
Yeah, they gave a lot of gift runners in that inning, and there was a number of plays that were almost routine type plays unable to make. So that was a surprise for him. But I'll tell you what, that team, his team he has, can hit the ball very well.
Ender Inciarte to lead things off for the Braves. He committed 22 at 28, 3rd place, 9.5 back in the National League East. Inciarte last night going 1 for 3. It's the first one tonight, in for a strike. John Libka, a AAA call-up, umpiring his first game behind the plate tonight. Joining this crew, Ted Barrett, the crew chief at first, Angel Hernandez at second, and John Tempane at 3rd. Lifted out to center. One down.
In my Hyundai key for this game for the Angels, and especially because Chavez going with the Eagles, take it to the limit. That means going off the corners, both sides of the plate throughout this entire game. Don't live in the middle, live off those outside part of the plates. Take it to the limit.
And as we saw last night against Parker Bridwell, the Braves will come out swinging the bats early. They'll jump on first pitches. Bridwell did a terrific job last night, 6+ innings, 3 runs, 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, picking up his first major league win and his first major league start. And that got him a first-class ticket back down to AAA.
Tell you what, though, I was very impressed the way he attacked the strike zone. He had good stuff, good fastball. We talked about that power sinker he had, hard sliders, curveball. His changeup, a plus changeup.
He's the guy that got sent down in order to make room for Shane Robinson, who was not on the 40-man roster, and the Angels designated Daniel Wright as well in order to add Robinson to the 40-man. Brandon Phillips has himself a 1-ball, 1-strike count. First appearance of the season for Phillips, the second baseman. Injured his knee a couple of days ago in San Francisco, but back in there tonight at second. Now 35 years of age. Hitting .301. 3 home runs, 16 runs batted in.
That's a pretty good pitch. a little bit off the outside corner. Remember, Brandon Phillips was almost traded during the offseason last year to the Washington Nationals. Instead, decided he didn't want to go there at that point. Daniel Murphy ends up signing with the Nationals. Had that fantastic year for the Nats.
This one's out toward right center. Robinson shading that way. He's there. 2 down. 2 fly ball outs for Chavez. Cole Calhoun giving Robinson some grief. Cole is the elder statesman out there.
But Shane Robinson is a center fielder, so he is the quarterback of that outfield defense.
2 outs. Nobody on the Nick Markakis.
He's got a little edge going. He's got some butterflies. He was covering a lot of ground. Shane, and Cole's going, hey, this is in right center field. This is my spot. Real good location, that fastball. Yeah, you remember, you mentioned earlier, Atlanta loves to swing at that first pitch, swing early. Kevin Seitzer, their hitting coach, is that type of hitter, using the whole field.
No balls, 2 strikes. Markakis at .295 on the season with a home run and 24 runs batted in. Oh, 2. This one's lifted, foul, and out of play.
Pretty good life on that 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Jesse Chavez.
Overcast skies with June gloom upon us already. Well, I guess May gray leading into June gloom. 65 degrees at first pitch. Markakis takes low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chavez gave Markakis a fastball.
And that's a mistake pitch there from Jesse. And that's the one thing he talked about when he had his bullpen session and tried to eliminate those mistakes. Got away with one there. That'll happen on occasion where you make a mistake. You just hope that the hitter is not ready to attack that baseball. Markakis fouled it back. Now your opportunity to make an adjustment on the mound.
Pretty good read by Markakis right from the get-go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Halos with the win last night, now 16-9 here at home. Their first game without Mike Trout, who had the surgery today on that left thumb. Expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks, but you never know. Rehab. Trout being a young man.
That certainly helps.
And Simmons had a similar surgery last year. Was out 5 weeks. 2-2.
If everything goes as expected and the surgery went well, you might see Trout swinging a bat or at least hitting off a tee in about 3 weeks. And see from that point forward.
A little battle between these two. And a breaking ball.
That was a pretty good pitch to be able to take. A little off the inside corner.
Full count. Matt Kemp's on deck. Eight pitches so far. See if we can get him on the 9th. Ground ball to second. Espinosa's there. A 1-2-3 top of the first. We will head to the bottom of the first. Simmons, Calhoun, and of course Albert Pujols due up third, looking for number 600.
Well, and Albert is on one of those tears. Should be a lot of fun. His first at bat.
First inning, the Angels, as I mentioned, 27-28. Coming into play today in the lineup for Mike Scioscia looks like this in game number 56. And Martin Maldonado had the night off last night. Gooby. Juan Gratterall got the start, but he needed a day off. The guy's been playing every single day and doing the terrific job offensively and defensively.
Well, he swung the bat very well down there in Miami. When you think about moving up to the number 5 spot in the lineup, Martin Maldonado with 10 extra base hits, hitting .266 for Maldonado.
Taking on a 30-year-old left-hander who was born in Reynosa, Mexico, and raised in Mission, Texas. It's Jaime Garcia on the mound for Atlanta.
Yeah, fastball is 88-93. Cut fastball, curveball, very good changeup. My go-tos to be successful against him is look the same plane on that fastball and change, especially two-seam and force in that little changeup away, and think big part of the field. Don't try to pull that changeup.
Simmons in that leadoff spot tonight. Comes in batting .281. A .339 on base percentage. 5 home runs and 21 runs batted in. One ball, one strike. Garcia in his first year with Atlanta. Picked up in an offseason trade. Formerly of the St. Louis Cardinals. Took him out of high school. 2005 in the 22nd round. 1-2.
He will pitch inside, but his bread and butter is his two-seam fastball away. Backs up with a very good changeup. He is a ground ball machine. Your goal as a hitter to try to get him to elevate pitches, and that's when you can do the damage.
10th start of the season for Garcia. 1-2. A bouncer back toward the middle. That's Phillips, the second baseman. That's that pitch you're talking about. You try to pull that, and that is death. As we take a look at the defense for the Bravos tonight. Kempson left, Inciarte in center, Markakis in right. The infield with Ruiz, Swanson, Phillips, and Peterson. No Matt Adams tonight. He's got a sore knee. Kurt Suzuki behind the plate.
And it was not planned, but Brandon Phillips, who made the first play, is our highlight on the defense. 4-time Gold Glove winner at second base, won in 08, 2010, 11, and 13. Very good range. Quick as far as turning double plays, has turned 30 of them this season.
Cole looks at a strike. One for 5 game last night with an RBI single. Also scored a run. 205. 7 doubles, 5 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Garcia's been very good. It's both sides. Whether right-handed or left-handed. Just a .221 batting average against. Lefties 196, righties 228. And 5 of the 6 home runs that he has allowed have been to right-handed batters. Pujols on deck. Here's the 1-1. 2-1 count. Albert last night with a couple of hits, including number 599. And 3 plate appearances after that one. Walked. And a fly ball to right. Struck out in the 8th against Jason Mott. That's ripped into right center field. Almost takes out Angel Hernandez. And Cole's on board with a 1-out single. And here comes Albert. But the 2 hits last night, average up to 254, 8 home runs on the season, 38 runs batted in. Tied with Babe Ruth on the all-time hit list, 2,873. He's 13th on the RBI list with 1,855. Next up, Mel Ott in both of those categories. Phillips shading toward the middle. Here's the first one. And Albert takes upstairs. A couple of former teammates facing off here.
Again, you'll see a lot of low pitches, but Albert has been hitting the baseball very well on the inner half, lower part of the strike zone.
Short lead for Calhoun at first. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball to short. Swanson has it. On to Phillips for one. Easy relay back to first. Inning-ending double play, and we'll head to the second with no score. Brought to you by the Hyundai Better Than Ever sales event, with the best total savings on select models in Hyundai's history is going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Top of the second with no score. Jesse Chavez had himself a 1-2-3 first. Will face Kemp, Flowers, and Ruiz. The Braves half in the second inning. Two fly ball outs and a ground out by Chavez. Matt Kemp having a fantastic season with Atlanta. .341 batting average. 9 home runs, 29 RBIs. He homered last night for Bridwell. Ended up going 2 for 4.
Pretty solid career numbers against Chavez. 3 for 7. It's a .429 batting average with 1 home run.
2 balls, no strikes. That's driven out to right field. Cole has to go back on it. He'll pull up. That's gone. A home run for Matt Kemp on a 2-0 pitch. It's his 10th of the season in Atlanta with a 1-0 lead.
He stayed back on that baseball very well. We've talked about it for the last 3 nights, how well Atlanta hits the ball the other way, especially Matt Kemp. That's his 10th home run, 250th of his career for Matt Kemp. Fastball just about belled high. Didn't try to pull it, looked to drive the ball the other way, and he gets his 10th home run. The milestone home run for him, also 250 in his career.
If that is his swing path and that's the power for Matt Kemp, why do the Angels keep pitching him away?
That's why I said you got to pitch him in, because he's looking to drive the ball the other way. Again, it's when you look at the approach that Kevin Seitzer had as a player. He's the hitting coach for the Braves. His whole philosophy as a hitter and as a hitting coach is let the baseball travel, use the middle of the field, go the other way. There's Kevin Seitzer right there. He's done a very good job with this. They're hitting guys on this Brave team, and they're staying back and using the whole field. Got some veterans and got some young hitters. Seitzer's really haven't buying into the fact of using the whole field, and especially driving the ball the other way.
Tyler Flowers rolls this one to short. Out in front of the off-speed pitch, 1 down.
Well, coming into the game today, the Atlanta Braves with 144 opposite field hits. Well, now you can make that 145, which is tops in Major League Baseball. And what that does to you as a pitcher, that forces you to have to throw the ball on the inside part of the plate. When they're looking out over the plate, they have that good coverage on the outside corner. See those numbers, more so even than the Astros and the White Sox. 144 coming into today for that home run the other way by Matt Kemp.
Out toward left. Young has to go back on it. That's got to carry. That's going there. He got into the glove. Nice catch by Eric Young Jr. Bangs into the fence. Just kept drifting away from him. Stuck with it, and it's the second out.
Boy, what a play by Eric Young Jr. It's our top tier play brought to you by Arco. Again, another opposite field swing, and EY going back on this baseball, drifted back, get a quick peek where the wall is. It catches and slams into that wall. Holds on to right by that 390 sign. Just enough of a look back where the wall was going to be, and slammed into that wall very hard. Eric Young Jr. went an outstanding play, top tier play, brought to you by Arco. Eric Chavez liking that play made by Eric Young Jr.
Kurt Suzuki takes a strike. Not too many Angels left fielders over the last couple of years would have made that play.
Tell you what, he's really looked comfortable in the outfield, getting into a baseball, good coverage. We saw it all spring training long, where he played a lot of games.
And he plays shallow. Suzuki back toward the middle. Simmons can't get there. It's a single for Kurt Suzuki with 2 outs.
What did we talk about him when we went through the lineup? How well he hits the ball right back up the middle. Base hit back up the middle by Suzuki.
Two-out single. Here's Jace Peterson, who filled in at second for the first 2 games. Phillips was out. And to start tonight at first base. This one's lifted out toward left. Young has to move over. This one a little bit easier. He'll put it away for the 3rd out. Made one terrific catch. The Braves take the lead on the Kemp leadoff home run, but the Angels getting some defense from Eric Young Jr. as we hit at the bottom of the second. Halos down 1-0. Being brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Let's go places. 1-0 Atlanta, bottom of the second inning. Jeffrey Marte to lead things off. He'll be followed by Martin Maldonado, then Danny Espinosa. Jaime Garcia on the mound. for Atlanta. Coming off a fantastic outing against the Giants. No runs, 4 hits, 6 2/3, picking up the W. Marte shoots one down the left field line, and this one is just foul. Just out in front of it a little bit. No balls and a strike. For the starting first baseman tonight, comes in batting 178 with 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in.
See how quick he was on that pitch. Back inside with a fastball, this time a little bit off that inside corner. 91. Mentioned earlier, he will pitch inside. A two-seamer away, and his changeup. It was a pretty good slider. Also mix in his curveball. And right there out of the strike zone.
Twice a 13-game winner. 2010, 2011.
He's always had pretty good stuff. He's trying to stay healthy.
Breaking ball a little bit high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Called strike 3, lower part of the strike zone, 1 down. For a strikeout for Garcia.
Lower part of the strike zone, middle part of the plate. Good off-speed pitch for Garcia. See there right in that strike zone. He's around that strike zone quite a bit. Think about first pitch swing percentage against him this year. 34.8% of the time hitters will swing at his first pitch. He'll throw a fastball a lot first pitch.
Martin Maldonado with a night off last night, hitting .266, 4 home runs, 14 runs batted in. Had a 1-for-3 game in the opening game of this series Monday. .46th game this year for Martin. Bounced about 2 feet in front of the plate. 2 balls, no strikes.
Think about Garcia, he can get wild. 24 walks coming this game and 55 and a third innings pitched.
38 strikeouts and 24 walks. Not the ratio that you normally want. 3-0. Top part of the zone.
Garcia's ERA on the road, 4.17 at home, 1.88.
Saw that with Tehran on Monday. Great numbers out on the road. The Angels got up for 3 runs. Here's a 3-1. Ground ball toward the hole. Swanson goes to the backhand. 2 down. If you have a group of 20 or more interested in experiencing Angels baseball, receive group ticket pricing for as low as $8 per seat. Call 888-796-HALO or go to angels.com/groups.
Not unusual to see a ground ball against Garcia. Ground ball percentage, 56% ground ball action, 7th most amongst major league pitchers. He's a guy that you got to try to elevate in the strike zone, otherwise there's going to be a lot of ground ball action. so far already in this game. 4 outs via the ground ball, including a double play by Albert Pujols he hit into.
Been pretty good in getting those double plays as well this year. Espinosa takes outside for ball 1.
He's had 7 now turned behind him. As an infielder, you got to be always on your toes with Garcia on the mound, so you're going to get a lot of action.
Espinosa last night 1 for 4 with an RBI single. 16th run batted in. Batting average at $144.
7 for 18 though versus Garcia for Espinosa.
Top corner.
So far in this game for Garcia, 24 pitches, 12 out of the strike zone, 12 in the strike zone.
Chasing what would have been ball 4. Full count now. Payoff pitch. Yeah, and he chops it to short. Halos down in order here in the second. A shutdown inning for Garcia. 1-0 Atlanta as we head to the third. Brought to you by Simpson Chevrolet. Big enough to deal, small enough to care. 1-0 Atlanta as we start the third here at the Big A. The final game of this 3-game set. Each team has won a game. Jesse Chavez back to work. He'll face 9-1-2 and Swanson, Inciarte, and Phillips. Leadoff home run to Matt Kemp. Only scoring in this game. That was in the second inning. 14th home run Jesse's allowed this year. Dansby Swanson takes a strike. Swanson at 189. 4 home runs, 18 runs batted in for the former #1 overall selection. 0 for 3 last night. Oh, 2 count.
Well, even when you look at the approach for the Braves hitter, they're all looking to drive the ball the other way. You got to have a lot of confidence in your hands and your swing to let a baseball travel as deep as they do and make pretty good contact going the other way on a consistent basis.
Again, wouldn't you just force them to try to beat you on the inside part of the plate?
You have to establish in at some point. Going in here.
That wasn't in enough, but it'll do the job as Pennington throws out Swanson one away. That's a pitch you want in off the plate, right?
In off the plate. Not a strike. You'll take the out. He got in on him enough to hit a ground ball to third, but you want to establish in, well in, off the plate.
Ender Inciarte takes a strike, hit a fly ball to center field in the first. So that batting average in the month of May, 336, 39 hits.
I think a lot of times when you have hitters, they're letting the baseball travel and hitting the other way. That means they're hitting the fastball most times away. That's the way to stop that also, besides going inside, is throwing soft something, whether it's a curveball or a changeup, because then they'll be out too far out in front in the end and it'll get themselves out.
Foul. The ball's 2 strikes. Those 39 hits we put it out for Inciarte in the month of May. Both he and Kemp came into play today with 39 hits. Kemp picked up his 40th hit of the month with that home run in the second. He's now one of 14 players in Braves history with 40 or more hits in the month of May. Check swing foul. This, of course, being the last day of the month.
And you wonder the way Matt Kemp is swinging the bat right now. Will he indeed have his name back out there in the trade market?
Sure.
He says he loves playing here with the Atlanta Braves. But that being said, he still has a couple more years left on his contract. You might see some clubs be willing to have that veteran bat in their lineup.
Little flare out to center. Robinson has to come racing in. Makes the catch. Now's when he should look at Cole and say, where were you on that one, Cole? Hey, join your Angels for Beach Week tomorrow as they take on the Twins. Fans in attendance get a beach out courtesy of San Diego Zoo Safari Park while supplies last. For more info, go to angels.com.
He might have asked him that. Where were you?
Where were you? That was right center.
Yeah. Cole saying, you know, I'm playing a little bit deep here now. That's your ball. Go make the play.
2 outs, nobody on, and Phillips at the plate.
Been a very steady player for a lot of years. Good offensively, can run well. It's very good defensive.
Ball and a strike. Mentioned the Gold Gloves, 3-time All-Star, Silver Slugger Award. The high school in Stone Mountain, Georgia. Shoot this one out the right. Cole's there. Chavez with a 1-2-3 third. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. 1-0 Atlanta.
2017 Kia Sorrento, like Socialist Club, in the third inning last night. All 9 starters scored in a row. First time since 2006. 11 straight batters reached with a lot of help from the defensive side from the Atlanta Braves in that 9-run third inning. Some routine plays, a team that generally will make those routine plays unable to do so. Ground ball to ground ball, a lot of this action in the infield. Punctuated there by Matt Adams, unable to make a throw to the plate. Bartolo Colon, who didn't throw the ball real well, certainly did not feel his position real well last night, something you don't usually see from Bartolo Colon.
There's Bart. Ended up taking the loss last night. 2-6 on the season. 9 runs, 2 earned in 2 1/3. Robinson grounds one over to short. High throw, and Shane will reach.
Pretty much right on cue with what we just showed.
Chase Peterson pointing into the dugout saying he may have touched Robinson with the glove. Right now it's an error as Robinson reaches. Ted Barrett, the crew chief.
High throw got underneath the throw. Peterson jumping up, see if he was able to make contact with Shane Robinson. That angle didn't look like he did. That looks like they might have indeed check it. Nope. Decided against it.
Not enough proof.
I like what Ted Barrett was going to do too. He went right over there right away to say, are you going to challenge it or not?
The clock was winding down at about 6 seconds when he made the way over there. That's the way it should be. I mean, that's the whole point. Now, there's some teams whom shall remain nameless that milk every ounce of that clock and then some. Leadoff man on board. Pennington trying to bunt, bunts it foul. Pennington playing third once again for the injured Yunel Escobar. Angels hopefully anticipating they get Escobar, Alex Meyer, Houston Street Camp, Georgia back next week. Couldn't move to first. Robinson's back.
It could be quite a few new faces in that first game in Detroit on Tuesday.
New old faces.
Yes.
Andrew Bailey won't be one of them. Still on the mend. Tyler Skaggs thinking that he might be back by the time his 60-day stint is up toward the end of June. It's a bit of mash unit.
A lot of different players used, a lot of different pitchers used so far this season.
With no radar. Bouncer to third. 5-4-3, 2 outs.
And the ground ball machine getting another ground ball, this time resulting in 2 outs. Second double play turn behind Garcia tonight.
So 2 outs, nobody on, and Eric Young Jr. coming up. A couple of hits last night. He was in that leadoff spot, ended up going 2 for 5 with an RBI. And a run scored. 3 for 9 is being called up. 1 double, 1 run batted in. Switch hitter. Base hit to right.
Oh, what a nice piece of hitting there by Eric Young Jr.
That's the approach you got to have against Garcia.
When you're a fastball and changeup guy away, he will pitch inside, but you still have an opportunity to turn on that. It's not overpowering. Pitch him away, stay with it, lines it the other way.
Now, if he's an overpowering guy in the mid-90s, tough to sit there and try to just punch the other way. You got to protect inside, but because he doesn't overpower you, you can kind of sit that way.
You can even have that inside-out approach on a fastball in. You could steal a base against Garcia. He's allowed 7 stolen bases in 7 attempts this season. No pickoffs, 9 career pickoffs for Garcia. Alfredo Griffin going talking to Eric Young Jr. what to look for as far as getting your biggest lead and when to go. Generally, you will go on first movement with a left-handed pitcher. If you can read exactly when he's either going to be in front of that pitching rubber when he goes to his set position to go deliver the baseball, or if he crosses that rubber.
Simmons fouls it off. Chase Peterson, by the way, playing in his 5th game at first base. No Matt Adams tonight. Two-out single by Young. Andrelton grounded out first inning.
Suzuki still moves very well behind the plate. He's caught a lot of games at the major league level behind the plate. Very durable catcher. See what he's done the last 10 years. 1,109 games caught. Russell Martin and Yadier Molina.
Young's picked off. Peterson will tag him out, and that'll do it for the Angels. 3 complete here. 1-0 Atlanta.
The top of the 4th, and how that last inning finished for Garcia. Worthy of a Carlos Cam replay. The pickoff of Eric Young Jr. You see right there where the foot is as you go to throw the baseball. Once you cross that pitching rubber, you're supposed to go home. It's right on that border between the rubber and then going home. That's why you see Eric Young Jr. picked off. He's thinking he's going home because that foot is so close to the pitching rubber. If it crosses it, he's got to go home. Borderline call. Ends up getting picked off.
Braves on top 1-0 here in the 4th, and here's Nick Markakis to lead things off. Markakis grounded out in the 1st. Saw 9 pitches in that plate appearance. No balls, 2 strikes.
Well, when I think of lefties with that great move, they can keep real close to that pitching rubber. Kenny Rogers, Andy Pettitte, Mark Langston had a very good move himself, where you're so close to that pitching rubber as a base stealer. You're thinking and looking right when that foot is at that rubber, it's going behind it. They have to go home, stay right on top. It's very difficult to read.
It always seemed like the guys that were more straight up and down on their back leg, you could tell when they were coming to first or going home, regardless of the the angle that they take on a pickoff. But those guys that were leaning toward the plate or coming down the hill, those were the tough, like Garcia there.
Exactly.
This was back toward the middle. Simmons is there. Because you just can't tell. All you're going off of is seeing if that foot does cross the plate.
It's tough. That's why a lot of times when we talk about it, you're going on first move, and if it's close like that, just go. And force the first baseman to make a good throw to second base at that point.
Especially if you got a guy over there, number one, right-handed, too, that not a whole lot of experience of having to be able to close.
It's a difficult throw for a right-handed throwing first baseman when the guy is on the move like that. As a target at second base, as a shortstop, you'll have to move away from the base to give a clean throw.
Kemp homered in the second inning. 10th of the year, 30th run batted in.
I mean, this is a perfect time to run a fastball in. Threw a fastball in. Five 0-2 counts so far for Jesse Chavez. He's throwing a lot of strikes. 42 pitches, 33 strikes.
Ground ball to short. 2 down.
Fastball in, followed up by a changeup. Kemp out in front. It's a ground ball to short. Kemp has not missed many fastballs this season, including the home run he hit back in the second inning. Lead off the second was a fastball. So did last night, hit about what, 429 on fastballs.
Tyler Flowers 0 for 1. Jesse got him on an off-speed pitch, ground out in second. Jesse came into this inning having throwing 36 pitches, 15 in the first, 9 of which were to Markakis, 10 in the second, 11 in the third inning. 0-2.
Good changeup. Talked a little bit about changeup being an important pitch for Jesse today in the pregame show. Both the lefties and righties. It's a very good pitch. That's the pitch he's got to really keep that front shoulder in and stay on top of the baseball.
One, two, down goes Flowers. A 1-2-3-4. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. Pujols due up third, looking for number 600. Braves up 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Albert coming to the plate in this inning. It's Jaime Garcia. Simmons was at the plate when Eric Young Jr. was picked off, caught stealing to end the third. So Angleton will lead things off. To Hopper to Swanson. One down.
Another ground ball out to Garcia.
Cole 1 for 1, had a base hit in the first. The ball's 2 strikes. The Angels 2 hits. Atlanta with 2. Single by Cole in the first. Single by Young in the second. Mentioned Kemp as a possible trade piece. Garcia certainly is one as well. This one's rolled foul. His last year of a contract that he signed with St. Louis, a 6-year deal with the Cardinals.
Tell you what, he's thrown a lot of fastballs so far in the night too. 39 pitches, 30 of them have been fastballs so far. He's been pretty consistent. You mentioned the potential trade bait. He's been consistent around 90, 91, 92. Good take by Cole. And you look at what he has done this season. First time through, hitters hit 250. Second time through, with that you'll see him making adjustments. Second time through on his changeup, though he's really struggled. Third time through a lineup.
In on the hands, this one out to center. 2 down. Pujols coming up with the bases clear. Albert 0 for 1, grounded into a double play in the first inning. Commemorative baseball is being put into play with Albert knocking on the door of 600. What a thrill it must be for John Libka, AAA call-up umpire in his first big league assignment behind the plate. Here's Garcia's first. Slow breaking ball for a strike. First at bat, threw him a high fastball that turned over a changeup. Got him to hit into that 6-4-3 inning double play. That's out towards center. Not very deep off the end of the bat. Inciarte has to come racing in, and Phillips can't get it. Fell in for a base hit. Big swing and little result. Yes. It'll work.
It ends up with that base hit passing Babe Ruth on the all-time hit list. Towards the end of the bat. Inciarte playing deep, trying to come in. Phillips checking him out and then reaches out the last second. Could not catch that baseball as it falls in nicely for a base hit for Albert Pujols. There he is, passing Babe Ruth. Next on that list, it's a couple away from Mel Ott. Omar Vizquel, the career he had.
Jeffrey Marte struck out looking in the second. The only punch out for Garcia. That's a bouncer off the foot. Foul ball, leaving to count at a ball and a strike. That ball was up in the air for a long time, and Inciarte
I was surprised. Yes. Sometimes when you have a guy with that type of power that Albert has, and he's getting that close to 600 career home runs, and the sound off the bat is an outfield, you react going back initially.
It's an 0-2 count on Marte, pardon me. Peterson playing behind Pujols at first with 2 outs here in the fourth.
You're seeing Garcia making that adjustment, throwing a few more breakables and changeups the second time through. Mentioned those numbers. Very good the first time through. Still pretty solid the second time through there, 208, but the third time through, 304 batting average against him.
Chopper to third. Ruiz on the first. Marte retired for the third out. 4 complete here at the Big A. Still 1-0 Atlanta.
Here at the top of the 5th. Let's take a look at the big story around the majors. Early voting totals so far as the AL All-Star. Mike Trout leading the American League as far as the total votes. Center fielder low, just under 800,000 bets. Aaron Judge, who's having an outstanding season himself, leading in right field for the New York Yankees. A couple Yankees in there. Miguel Cabrera at first base. Salvador Perez, once again, Lindor, special player at short. And Machado, who hasn't put up quite the numbers we're used to seeing, leading at third base. And Nelson Cruz leading the DH role as far as vote getters early on here in the AL All-Star game balloting.
The only scoring in this game, Matt Kemp, a home run in the second. And in case you were wondering if Mike Trout does get voted onto the All-Star team, he will be recognized as an All-Star. More than likely will not be able to play.
His numbers are almost going to be better with all the totals of hits, extra base hits, than most people are going to be in that game at this moment right now. But what a shame, though, when you think about the numbers he had been putting up so far. Historic numbers. Still plenty of time to put up those numbers and add on as the season progresses when he comes back after surgery.
Ruiz a fly ball to left field. That's the one that took Eric King Jr. all the way to the wall. Eli playing shallow once again.
Generally, when you see an outfielder playing shallow, they're comfortable going back on the baseball. When you see an outfielder playing a little bit deeper, you're much more comfortable coming in on a baseball. You see that with Cole Calhoun. Cole, very good as far as coming in on the baseball. Eli Jr. very comfortable going back on a baseball.
That one over the Angels dugout into the seats. 2-2. Ruiz, 23 years of age, Bishop Amat High School. Born in Covina. He breaks his bat and loops one toward third. He didn't know where the baseball was at. He didn't start running until after the fact. If he does, I think he has himself a single.
He definitely beats that, because that's a difficult play. That forces a third baseman to come in and try to use the bare hand with a lot of spin on that baseball. But Pennington saw that he was not running out of the batter's box, couldn't find the baseball, was able to get behind enough for the throw to get him out. Talking about jamming him. It's going to be some spin on that baseball, allowed him to get underneath that one and get a lot on the throw to get Ruiz at first base.
He thought he had popped it up behind the plate. So one out, nobody on, and here's Kurt Suzuki. Singled up the middle, his first at bat. 0-1. Suzuki now 33 years of age, native of Hawaii. Second round pick of Oakland in 04, and that was right after he helped lead the Titans to the national championship. One and two. When you see a hitter kick the dirt like that,
that means they missed the pitch. They should have did some damage.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've always felt when you see a hitter do that, well, now's your chance to expand the strike zone. Don't throw him a strike.
Called strike three, inside corner. Suzuki doesn't like the call. 2 down, second strikeout for Chavez. Bring up Peterson. Hey, on Friday, Beach Week continuing. Minnesota Twins in town receive a Shark Rally monkey courtesy of St. Joseph Hoag Health while supplies last. More information, go to angels.com.
That was a strike, though. John Lipka's been very good behind the plate. His first major league start as far as a home plate umpire. So often we talk about players making their debut, pitchers or hitters. Also, a lot of pressure on you behind the plate.
Little liner towards second, but past Espinosa. Nice effort by Danny, but it gets by him for a 2-out single.
And Peterson stayed back on this one. Got a pitch on the inner half, and this line's just by Espinosa. Not easy to do so. Yeah, just by the glove. Is hit a little bit too hard. Be able to catch that liner.
Swanson 0 for 1. He grounded out to Pennington in the third. Base hit by Peterson, snapping a string of 9 straight, retired by Jesse.
So a couple players on this team, national champions. College baseball.
Ball on the strike. Enter Inciarte, the leadoff man, on deck. Matt Kemp home run, the only scoring so far in this game. That was in the second. Dribbler toward third. Pennington comes in on it. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. 1-0 Atlanta. Being brought to you by your local Southern California Land Rover retailers. Halos down 1-0, courtesy of the Kemp home run in the second inning. Here in the fifth inning, Martin Maldonado, Danny Espinosa, Shane Robinson coming up against Jaime Garcia. 61 pitches for Jesse, certainly a much better outing tonight. Last go around, gave up 5 earned runs in 3 2/3.
He's really mixed his pitches very well so far.
Maldonado grounded out in the second. Angels have managed 4 base runners tonight. 3 singles and 1 error. The shortstop Swanson, but have yet to get a man to second base. 2-1.
9 outs via ground ball so far for Garcia. So that percentage of ground balls he has gotten this season. But right on cue so far. No walks yet for Garcia. Has been close though a couple times to 3-ball counts. Mentioned how many walks he's had so far coming in this game. 24. None so far tonight.
And there's a leadoff walk. And this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Espinosa grounded out to end the second. He's 0 for 1.
And he's tried to throw high fastballs to Espinosa. Got him to chase a 3-1 high fastball out of the strike zone. That first pitch above the strike zone. Espinosa very good on the lower part of the strike zone, especially change up or fastballs down. Well, I see the good numbers career-wise against them. Try to cut fastball. Again, elevate it.
Two out.
Pretty good pitch, the drive for Espinosa against Garcia, but pulled off it just enough to make no contact. But a spot where you could see him doing some damage if he gets that pitch again and doesn't fly open. Boy, all 4 pitches, upper part of the strike zone or above in this at bat for Garcia against Espinosa.
Two. Called strike 3, and that pitch misses, but it's rung up, 1 down.
Boy, that sequence of pitches, like I mentioned, all upper part of the strike zone or even above it. High fastball there, just a little bit off the inside corner, but called a strike. It's not easy to do if you're a guy that relies on a sinker and a changeup down to elevate like he did, and he did a very good job as far as all those pitches located upper part of the strike zone very well.
Robinson reached down the error by Swanson in the 3rd inning, so he's 0 for 1. One. In tight. 2 balls and a strike.
A little bit inconsistent in the strike zone in this inning so far for Garcia. Your chances now of getting a pitch in your zone increases as a hitter.
Towards Swanson. And they can't turn a double play.
Boy, another ground ball. And not only is he getting the ground balls, Garcia, they're not hit hard towards the end of the bat or in on the handle consistently. Try to be quick on the turn. Robinson runs well. Phillips, a good throwing arm. Robinson able to beat it out though. Prevent a double play.
Angels still yet to get a man to second base tonight.
See the 10 ground ball outs. 1 fly out, 2 punch outs.
He's done a heck of a job, that's for sure.
I mean, taking the sting off the bat, that's the thing that's been impressive about him so far. A lot of ground balls, but not hit hard.
That's a pretty good pitch. Doesn't get called a strike. Ball and strike on Pennington, who grounded into a double play in the 3rd inning. Robertson, they're saying that's a balk.
Yeah, we thought that was the first time around. This time called by Ted Barrett. Again, you can't argue a balk call anyhow. And that's right away you see Ted Barrett pointing in. You cannot argue a balk call.
Snitker doesn't like it and still arguing. Ted Barrett just puts up the hand. He's going to get tossed here if he keeps going. Gone.
Yep.
You can't argue it.
Exactly. Well, we showed that the last time around was real borderline as far as could be called a balk. And this time it is called.
Snitker's been dismissed. So the Angels get their first man in scoring position via the balk.
And it's very similar to what we saw that first time around. That foot, it's very close, and it's crossing the pitching rubber right there. And as a base runner, you're going, thinking he's going home.
Not only that, Gooby, don't you have, there's a certain angle that you cannot exceed, that 45-degree angle to first base, right?
A lot of times you'll see a pitcher turn that knee towards the pitching rubber, but keep the foot straight.
Right.
But that foot and knee cross the pitching rubber.
Robinson trying to steal third, and he is in there as he's able to keep a part of the body attached to the base, with Ruiz applying the tag, and Pennington now with a 1-2 count. You got to do something against Garcia because he hasn't given up much.
And Suzuki got a lot on that throw, but a big jump by Robertson. You see the tag by Ruiz, kept it on him all the way through the slide. Hand there, still connected, stays with the foot on the base. Not a bad idea, especially if you get a good read like that, because a pitch in the dirt could result in a run.
1-2 count on Cliff. 2-2. Bouncer foul. There's that off-speed pitch, turning it over on the outside part of the plate to a right-handed batter.
And talk about taking the sting out of the barrel of the bat. It's off the end of the bat. Albert has got a flare base hit, passing Babe Ruth on the all-time hit list.
Jam shot with a one-hopper to Brandon Phillips. The Angels will leave a man at third. 1-0 Atlanta as we head to the 6th. to you by Carson Toyota. Come see the difference a family-owned dealership can make. 1-0 here in the 6th inning. Top of the order coming up for Atlanta. Good pitching battle between Jesse Chavez and Jaime Garcia. The one mistake Matt Kemp capitalized, the home run to lead off the second, his 10th home run of the season. He's due up 4th. It'll be Enciarte, Phillips, and Markakis against Jesse. 2 strikeouts, no walks, 3 hits allowed. Home run and 2 singles. Some of the other scores around baseball. Kevin Kiermaier with a 2-out, 2-run home run in the 9th inning to tie the score against Texas. Logan Morrison has hit a home run at the top of the 10th to put the Tampa Bay Rays up 5-4 in that 10th inning. Detroit leading Kansas City 6-5 in the 9th, but Kansas City trying to threaten in the bottom of the 9th.
Logan Morrison's having a pretty solid season for Tampa. We saw him miss that past road trip.
And the Rockies Mariners home-and-home series continuing in Safeco. Seattle leading now with 4-0.
Rockies cooling off a little bit.
Back up the middle, it's a base hit. Enciarte's on board the leadoff single.
Second baseman, number 4.
Brings up Phillips.
Enciarte can run a little bit. 9 stolen bases on the season. Caught 4 times.
Enciarte back.
Let's see him on the move. Phillips has rolled into 8 double plays this season. Jesse Chavez has had 7 double plays turned behind him. Kind of reaching for that cut fastball off the plate.
Oh, 1. No balls, 2 strikes. Phillips twice has hit a fly ball out. 1 to center, 1 to right. Tigers hung on, by the way, and defeated Kansas City 6-5 tonight. How about the Astros?
You talk about swinging the bats.
17 runs today. That Hector Santiago got the start today.
That game at one point was pretty close too. I know it was 7-5 at one point.
Hector gave up 6 runs in 6 innings, so he won't face the Angels this weekend. Yeah, they scored 11 runs from the 7th inning on. How about that? You score 3 in the bottom of the 6th to tie it. And then the bullpen gives it up.
Bullpen had a real tough time for Minnesota against the Astros, and Minnesota coming into town starting tomorrow.
The Astros scored 40 runs in that 3-game set. They're unconscious right now. And pretty much everyone healthy.
Yes.
They just got Dallas Keuchel back. The only hiccup they've had, that was just a 1-start thing.
And McCann back in there too.
McCann's back. He was on the concussion list.
Carlos Correa is starting to really swing the bat well.
Tell you what, everybody talks about teams that are really good at baseball, and there's a lot of parity in baseball. Houston, we haven't seen the Yankees. A lot of young talent. They've got some issues on the pitching side. Houston's About as complete a team
Yes.
as we've seen so far.
And the one thing that in the past, the bullpen was
Yeah.
so. It's a pretty solid bullpen now.
They started then stopped, and he should have started and kept on going because that's a double play, 2 down.
Talked about how many double plays that Phillips has rolled into. That's now 9 on the season.
Credit Chavez for the throws over there with the 1-2 count because it kept Inciarte in check.
You know, and Jesse's always been very good as far as slowing down a running game. He's quick to the plate. He has a pretty quick move over to first, holds the baseball well. Inciarte could not get a good read. It ends up being a double play ball by Brandon Phillips, 6-4-3.
So Markakis will bat with the bases clear. Twice is grounded out. Takes low. Two-0 pitch. Caught the top part of the strike zone, but doesn't get called. 3-0. Kemp on deck. (3-0). 3-1. And there's a walk. So Kemp will come to the play with a man on. First free pass issued by Chavez.
Very good as far as throwing strikes. 72 pitches, 52 of them strikes. But now the one hitter that's most dangerous against him and had a lot of success in his career coming to the plate. Back in the second inning, leading off the second inning, got a fastball, drives it out to right center field. His 10th home run of the season, 250th of his career. We mentioned how well he has hit a fastball. Got to be careful with a fastball.
Home run and a ground out. Got him on an off-speed pitch, a ground out in his last at-bat. Breaking ball. Danger zone.
Still, you see a different swing and a different swing path on a breaking ball. Even though that was upstairs, he pulled off on that pitch. He has not pulled off on any fastball yet in this series.
One and two.
Very important batter here as he's going through that third time through the lineup. Jesse Chavez has struggled this season. That third time through, 346 batting average the third time through. Nearly 350 after the hitters have seen him a couple of times in that third at bat.
Ground ball toward the middle. Simmons to his left is there. He'll flip it to Danny Espinosa. They get the third out. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth inning. Halos 9-1-2 coming up, down a run.
17-6. That's 7 straight wins. 48 runs scored, 11 home runs. The Cubs lose again, get swept in a 3-game series. They've lost 6 straight for the defending world champs. Now let's take a look at our show stopper around the majors. And speaking of the Houston Astros, George Springer, you talk about a mammoth home run here. Look where this baseball ends up at Target Field. That's Mark Trumbo area at Target Field. 473-foot home run for George Springer.
Trumbo's home run there was pretty good.
Yes.
1-0 as we start the bottom of the 6th here. 9-1-2. Young, Simmons, and Calhoun. The inning continues. Then Pujols. The Angels getting their first man into 2nd and 3rd. That was Robinson on a balk and a stolen base, but stranded him there.
Quick look around the infield. EY thinking about maybe a push bunt.
He had a base at the right in his first AB.
Especially with a lefty on the mound, you have a tendency as a lefty to fall towards the third base side of the pitching mound. So it gives that right side of the infield a little bit open for a guy with not a lot of experience at first.
Well, especially where Phillips is playing at 2nd base. Even if Peterson were to come up with it, if he pushes it between the mound and Peterson right now.
It'll be a foot race between Garcia and Eric Young Jr.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go EY on that one.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that one too.
2-1.
Well, he was thinking about the bunt. The element of surprise, especially on a 2-1 count.
And while we've seen some of this tonight, he's not become overly erratic where he's walked the world. He's only issued 1 walk with 2 strikeouts.
Well, he's been doing a good job as far as upper part of the strike zone and lower part, especially off speed to get ground ball outs. It looked like a case where Eric Young Jr. was looking for something off speed and got a fastball instead.
He pulled the chute a little late on that one.
That was over at the catcher's mitt. That's staying alive in an at-bat.
That's a Hideki Matsui catcher's interference swing. Go Godzilla. And there's a walk. There you go.
And Eric Young Jr. has done a lot at the plate, a single and a walk, but also has been very good in the outfield. It's time for our tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks. Showing that closing speed. We talked about how shallow EY Jr. could play in left field, going back on that baseball that was hit very well by Ruiz to the wall. Just about 77 feet, just under that is 76.6 feet. He was able to go back and run and catch that baseball and slammed into the wall. So the defense and the offense so far for EY Jr.
Simmons twice as grounded out.
Eric Young Jr. got picked off in the 3rd inning. Then last inning, Garcia was called for a balk with Robinson at first.
Andrelton swinging first pitch, turns into a double play, 2 outs. 3rd double play turned by the Braves. Space is clear for Cole Calhoun.
Right fielder, number 56, Cole Calhoun.
I think if you're Cole Calhoun, you get a first pitch fastball, try to do some extra base type damage on a swing. overthrown fastball by Garcia got Kurt Suzuki behind the plate. .77 pitches, 44 of them strikes, 33 though out of the strike zone.
Coming into play tonight, Garcia had induced opposing right-handed batters to ground into 6 double plays. He's induced 3 tonight by right-handed batters.
Looked like it was actually going to be a changeup or something all speed upstairs. Certainly not allowed on that pitch, but as you're looking and tracking away, very difficult for a left-handed batter against a left-handed pitcher to get out of the way of that one.
3-0, 3-1. And there's a walk, so Pujols will bat with a man on. Third walk issued by Garcia. Albert sitting at 599 career home runs, 1 for 2 tonight. Double play ball and a single. Here's the first one. Down and away.
You almost feel that Albert, if he's going to do this, he's going to have to hit that ball to center field.
The baseball put into play. Each time Albert comes to the play, we mentioned last at bat a commemorative baseball. The baseball is brought out to the home plate umpire, John Lipcomb. 1-0. Slow breaking ball in there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So a changeup and a slow curveball so far in the sequence against Albert.
Last man to get to the magical number 600, Jim Tolman. Hit .599 and 600 in 1 game in August of 2011 as a member of the Twins. Here's the 1-1. Bouncer to third. Across the diamond. And the Angels are done here in the 6th. We'll head to the 7th inning. Still 1-0 Atlanta.
2017 Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. Go the distance with 84 mpg and a 566 total driving range. By Mercury Insurance, we're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by GMC.
1-0 Atlanta. Terrific ball game tonight between the Braves and the Angels in the final game of this 3-game set, the rubber game. Chavez, one blemish, the home run to Kemp. That's it.
Going back to my Hyundai Key, you mentioned how well Jesse Chavez has thrown the baseball. Take it to the limit, both sides of the plate, and a little bit off each corner. It's been very effective so far for Jesse Chavez here into the 7th inning.
Two strikeouts, a walk, 4 hits allowed. Gets Flowers, Ruiz, and Suzuki here in the Braves half of the 7th inning. Halos will remain home and welcome in the Minnesota Twins tomorrow. Atlanta has to fly to Cincinnati tonight.
When Minnesota comes into town, they'll still be in first place in the AL Central.
But you know what? They get a day off tomorrow. So they got to fly to Cincinnati, yes, but they will have an off day tomorrow. Unlike the Angels that seem to have played a couple of night games to play the next day on a travel. 1-1 pitch. Flowers rolls it to the left side. Simmons to the backhand, has it. And safe at first. Infield base hit for Flowers. Once Pennington couldn't get there.
Well, Simmons got a lot on that throw, and Flowers continues to have a very solid season. Ends up getting an infield hit. A lot on that throw by Simba. Not all base percentage for Flowers this season. It's been excellent.
That 460 coming into play today. 1 for 3 tonight.
Mike Trout, Freddie Freeman above him as far as on base percentages of 100 or more at bats entering today. For a guy that over the years has been known more so as very good defensively with a very good throwing arm with an occasional power. That was a pretty good swing, speaking of power, by Ruiz on that one. Boy, both pitchers is getting a ton of ground ball action. Chavez almost had another ground ball out, but Flowers beat it out.
Count even up at a ball and a strike. Fly ball to left and a ground ball to third for Ruiz. It kind of reminds me of, batting wise, Michael Brantley of the Cleveland Indians. Kind of the stance and the swing a little bit. And it took Michael a little bit before he got it going.
And he could hit the all fields very well.
Doesn't look like Rio's certainly opposed to doing that. Heck, the ball he drove Young to the wall was hit pretty well.
When you go that far the other way, that's impressive. Relatively cool night here also.
Leadoff infield base hit for Flowers. He's at first. 1-2. Got him swinging. Stayed away from him. Down he goes. Third strikeout of the night for Chavez. 1 out. Hey, MLB.com at bat, your #1 mobile app for live Angels baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Angels home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcast, StatCast, news, and more. Download it today.
Be a batter here, though he hits the ball well as a guy that you get a ground ball double play.
Suzuki 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout looking.
Blake Parker down in the bullpen getting ready now for the Angels. A good, pleasant surprise out of the bullpen.
What? Off speed downstairs. 2-1 count.
The changeup is a very good pitch, especially to get a right-handed batter to hit the ball on the ground out in front.
Flowers on the move. This one foul back.
Flowers on the move there to try to stay out of a potential double play. Good pitch by Jesse Chavez.
Two. Chopper toward third. Pennington only plays to first base. 2 down. Flowers advances to second.
First baseman, number 8, Jace Peterson.
Well, we talk about the Angels having only had one man get into scoring position, just reach second. Flowers just the second man. Now Kemp ran around the bases on his home run. Flowers is the first man to actually get to second and stop.
This is a quick conversation about how you want to attack a left-handed batter here in Peterson as compared to a right-handed batter, Swanson, on deck. A lot of times as the manager and the pitching coach, you give the option to the pitcher who you feel more comfortable going after. Peterson is at a fly out to left, but also a base hit. Swanson has grounded out twice to Pennington at third, who's on deck. So in other words, don't give him anything to hit, make him chase something out of the strike zone.
Peterson, the first baseman, 1 for 2. Fly up on the left and a single. Good breaking ball. One. Just 90 pitches for Chavez. Very economical. Coming into this inning, the most pitches he had thrown in any one frame, 15. He did that in the first, did it last inning.
More likely to be able to see Jesse be able to get Peterson here. More likely to be finished for the night. Hope that the offense can score some runs in the bottom of the 7th.
Good off-speed pitch, 1-2.
He really sold that changeup very well. His cut fastball's been good, changeup the same.
Flowers at second. The Angels, by the way, in the bottom of the 7th. With Marte, Maldonado, and Espinosa coming up, trying to solve Jaime Garcia. Down goes Peterson. Chavez works around that leadoff infield base hit. Stretch time here at the Big A. It's 1-0 Atlanta. The Angels, not a whole lot to report. A total of 3 hits, all 3 singles. There have been a couple of walks issued by Garcia, but the Angels haven't been able to do anything with it because he has thrown 3 double play balls tonight. That's how tough he has been. Jesse Chavez, a solid performance tonight, 7 innings.
I really like what he did after he got that punch out, pumped his fist. Great game here tonight by Jesse Chavez.
Marte bouncing one down the line, and a diving play by Ruiz gets up over to first, not in time, but a heck of a stop preventing extra bases.
Yeah, that's a double, and it goes around that corner. You never know with a left fielder trying to get down and cut that baseball off. It could have even been a triple. Very good range by Ruiz to get to that baseball. Gets up quickly and makes it a close play. See how far he is away from the base, and that one's right over the bag. Not only be able to catch that deflection, that high hop, but it got a lot on the throw. Marte beats it out. What a play by Ruiz. Lead off hit.
Chuck Hernandez, the pitching coach, out to pay a visit.
Well, he has been a very good pitching coach for a lot of years. One of the best.
He was our roving pitching, pardon me, he was our pitching coordinator here with the Angels when I was in the organization.
One of the most respected pitching coaches in the game.
Been around. And if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, brother-in-law of Rich Monteleone, former Angel pitcher, briefly.
That's a good memory you have.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Marte at first, and they'll check in on him.
A lot of times you throw over there just to see if the batter will square around to bunt. It's by design.
Maldonado, a ground down and a walk. Almost looked like he tried to throw that elbow up there.
He will try not to get out of the way of that pitch inside.
One ball with strike. Yeah, brother-in-law Rich Montiel and Nardi Contreras. Remember Nardi?
Yes.
Don't ask me how I remember that.
How do you remember that?
Just told you not to ask.
Couldn't resist.
Yeah. Base hit by Marte, the 4th hit for the Angels tonight. 1-0, we're in the 7th. Maldonado bouncer toward third. Ruiz has it. It's a fair ball. He'll go to second. That's the only out they get.
Boy, both pitchers, this ground ball machines tonight. Ruiz with another nice play here, right down the line. You're not gonna be able to turn two, but you got to make sure you get that lead runner at second. Good throw over to Phillips. See him pointing that way. Didn't hurry his throw. Been impressive.
Espinosa is grounded out and struck out. Chopper off the plate. That's going to be a tough play. Infield base hit. Maldonado to second. Danny at first.
That's a wise decision by Ruiz. He was thinking that maybe Maldonado would go around at second base. He was ready to throw behind him there because there's no way you're going to be able to throw at Espinosa going down the line. Another ground ball, but this time ends up being a hit.
Robinson reached on the error by Swanson in the 3rd inning. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. Called up today, controlling center field. 2 on, 1 out. The dirt, nice block by Suzuki.
See if he can get an elevated pitch right now to hit the ball to right center field. He'll try to pull the baseball unless it's a mistake inside. Utilize that big part of the yard. Talked about that in the very beginning as far as go-tos to be successful against Garcia. He's done a good job as far as getting the hitters to try to roll over his pitches.
And the dirt, even better block by Suzuki on a fastball. 2 balls, no strikes.
Overthrown fastball here. Suzuki did a nice job. We talked about how many games he has caught at the major league level. A lot of them still solid behind the plate.
Jose Ramirez, the right-hander, whom we saw 2 nights ago, ready to go for Atlanta if necessary in their bullpen. Two-0. Bounce foul. The pitch out of the strike zone. 2-1 count. That's what he wants you to do. I mean, he's trying to get you to chase that pitch low. Looks tantalizing at the knees, kind of dying at the plate, so you beat it into the ground, gets a double play out.
Yeah, we talked about how many ground balls and the ground ball percentage. You see 92 pitches. Very similar to Dallas Keuchel. He's trying to get you to swing at pitches that are not strikes and below the strike zone to hit into the ground. He's been successful so far tonight.
He'll show you that just for effect right there.
Yep. And because you're so used to it as a hitter, you're trying to track a pitch above the knees. He's gotten you to chase that pitch. 15 ground ball outs. Just 1 fly out, 2 punch outs.
Runners go. This was tapped foul.
Another pitch out of the strike zone also.
Yep, and they had a great jump too. Would have been ball 4. Had him load him up.
Huge jump. One pitch below the strike zone.
Pennington's on deck. Runners go again. 3-2. Bouncer to third. Ruiz. They get him out. Throw to first. Good. Ball gets away. Heading to third base is Espinosa. He's going to be waved around. We are tied at 1. Ending up at third base is Shane Robinson. And Rio Ruiz looked like he was arguing with the third base umpire, John Tumpain, saying that the slide by Maldonado prevented him from throwing it accurately to first base.
Well, you can still take out a infielder at the base, especially when you're going on that ground ball to third. Very good base running by Danny Espinosa, though. Terry Pennington going in and calling in to see if there was an obstruction here on the slide.
He's sliding into the base.
Yeah, there's nothing he did wrong.
Yeah.
That's baseball. And it looks like they're going to take a look at it. There's nothing wrong with that slide. That's a slide at the base.
Yeah, and he still had plenty of time to set himself and throw accurately to first base.
A good throw to the first there, and he's out.
So they're going to take a look at it. As it stands right now, it's a tie game. Peterson getting charged with an error. Fielder's choice by Shane Robinson, no RBI.
And you go back to this slide, another pretty good jump by Maldonado, and then the ground ball right at the base. I can't imagine there's anything wrong with that slide.
And Tumpain was right there. And Martin's into the slide. It's just it's incidental contact. It's not malicious. Didn't go out of his way. Terry Pendleton is the bench coach.
It's worth a shot for the Braves to see that.
Tight game, 1-0. Now tied up at 1.
I think every single angle we've seen, he's already in the midst of a slide, and it's right at the base. I don't see how there's any way they could change this call.
You got to keep in mind, Maldonado was on the move. I mean, it's a stolen base attempt, and he's sliding right to the bag.
Yeah, he's trying to beat that play at the base. I mean, he got a big jump. Ground ball right at Ruiz, and he's already in the slide as he's going towards the base. He didn't go out of his way. He's right at the base, the line. And exactly what we thought.
Whatsoever, so it's a tie game.
Boy, the Angels got some gift runs last night in that third inning. Stake there on a low throw over the first base.
So it's an error on the third baseman, Ruiz. His second. That allows this score to be tied. 2 outs and a man at third. Go ahead run 90 feet away. With Pennington coming up. He's 0 for 2. He rolled into a double play in the third inning, grounded out to Phillips in the 5th. First one on the way. Cliff chops it to third. First pitch swinging, and the Angels are done here in the 7th, but they tied things up. Ahead of the 8th inning. It's a 1-1 game.
Halos, as we are all tied at 1 as we head to the top of the 8th inning tonight at the Big A. Kent French with you right outside the Big A, and following this one is Angels Eye, presented by your SoCal Mods dealers. Myself, Jose Mota, Tim Salmon, Alex Curry. We'll break this one down. Look at Jesse Chavez's performance tonight. 7 solid innings, giving up just 1 run, a home run to Matt Kemp in the 2nd inning. And speaking of home runs, Albert Pujols still chasing number 600. He'll get at least 1 more crack at it tonight. If he can get it done, we'll certainly show you the highlights, and we'll look ahead to the upcoming 4-game series with the Minnesota Twins starting tomorrow night at the Big A. That's all on the post-game show, but right now we send it back inside to Victor and Mark.
Thanks a lot, Frenchie. As we start the 8th inning here, Jesse Chavez done after 7 innings. Mike Scioscia hands the ball off to Blake Parker. This will be his 26th game, 0-2 with a 2.70 ERA. Atlanta will have 9, 1, and 2 coming up. Chavez tonight, 7 innings, 5 hits, including the home run to Kemp, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 run. It was earned. Dansby Swanson, the shortstop, leading things off 0-2 with a couple of ground outs to third base. Want to know?
Anyway, great job by Jesse Chavez tonight. Great location, change speeds very well. His changeup was excellent, cutter good, fastball consistent.
Two balls, no strikes. 1 run, 5 hits, 2 errors, 4 left on for Atlanta. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors, 4 left on for the Angels. To 1.
Seen a pretty consistent fastball around 94, 95 for Parker this season. He's had that excellent splitter to get swing and misses and a curveball.
Just missed low, 3-1. Last thing you want to do is gift a base to lead off the 8th inning to the number 9 hitter.
Especially a hitter with Inciarte and how well he's hit in the month of May, and he can handle the bat so well on deck.
Lifted out toward right center field. Towering shot chasing Robinson back. It'll stay in the yard. 1 down.
Center fielder, number 11, Ender Inciarte.
Inciarte 1 for 3. He singled in the 6th inning. His 40th hit of the month of May. He and Kemp, the first Braves teammates with 40 or more hits in the month of May since 1959. Hank Aaron and Johnny Logan. It's a pretty good month.
Yeah.
Ripped toward the right side. Diving stop by Espinosa. 2 down. Nice play by Danny.
Well, Espinosa got an infield single, scored the tying run in the bottom of the 7th. What an outstanding defensive play here in the 8th. Great range. That baseball is hit hard. It's by him, but it gets to it, quickly throws to first for the 2nd out.
Said this a number of times that Danny's had plenty of reason to be upset at himself for the tough season he has had on the offensive side, but he's never carried it over to the defensive side, or at least hasn't through the first 2 months of the season when he's been out there.
He's been very good defensively.
And the same can be said for Cole Calhoun. There's Phillips, 0 for 3 last time up, grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. The Angels in the bottom of the 8th have Young, Simmons, and Calhoun, 9-1 and 2. Looks like the Phillies have seen the last of Jaime Garcia, 7 innings for him. 2-0.
Dangerous spot. Phillips has very good power.
Oh, back leg action there on that swing. 2-1 count. Bouncer back to the mound, threw the bare hand up there. Espinosa has it. We head to the bottom of the 8th. A 1-1 game. Eric Young Jr. to lead things off.
Bottom of the 8th, Blake Parker taking a look at his hand. That ground ball up the middle. This is what you should never do if you're a pitcher, if you're a youngster looking at home. This is what you don't do. Throw that bare hand up there, and the baseball off the hand of Blake Parker slowed it down. Ends up going to Danny Espinosa, but keep that hand out of that way. Not protect it. Use the glove or let it go. See where your middle infielder is at.
That's the last thing the Angels need.
See that discomfort?
Arodys Vizcaíno on in relief. 24th game, 2-1 record, 2.11 ERA. Gonna face 9-1-2 for the Angels here in their half of the 8th inning. It's a 1-1 game.
Yeah, he's got a power fastball. He's 95 to 100 curveball changeup.
Angels saw him Monday night. First one's outside. Garcia, 7 innings tonight, 5 hits, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 run. It was unearned. Terrific outing. Both starting pitchers just fantastic tonight. Ground ball machines. Young on board twice with a single and a walk.
When you talk about pitching, both starters tonight changing speeds, upstairs with fastballs, below the strike zone with all speed.
2-1. Vizcaíno, 26-year-old, native of the Dominican Republic. Picked up in a trade with the Cubs prior to 2015 in exchange for Tommy La Stella. Originally the Yankees farm system. That's hit out toward right. That's hit well. Markakis is back. That is gone. E.Y. Jr. big fly. 2-1 Halos here in the 8th.
Well, you talk about making a splash in that debut here in this series as an Angel. Eric Young Jr. single, walk, home run, great defensive play out in the outfield, bringing that energy. See the high fives getting back into that dugout. E.Y. Jr. Wow, what a swing on that one. A firm fastball and way out to right center field.
Andrelton Simmons went around on the breaking ball.
Boy, first home run since 2014. Talk about jumping on a fastball. Fantastic energy he has brought.
Two on count. Simmons tonight 0 for 3 in that leadoff spot.
We'll give Albert Pujols a chance to bat here in this inning.
Ball in the corner. Chopper off the plate. Vizcaino's got it. High throw, safe at first. Man, the defensive follies for the Atlanta Braves have been aplenty in this series.
Boy, especially when you think about pitchers in this series for the Braves. You know, when you release that baseball, you become that fifth infielder. And then the high throw, again, trying to guide the throw over there. You stay low as a pitcher when you field the baseball in an athletic position, and you throw it as if you were an infielder, that lower arm slot.
Third error of the night.
And going back to the swing by Eric Young Jr. You talk about getting that barrel of bat out there. Short swing, too. First home run since 2014 for E.Y. Jr.
Cole breaks his bat, loops one out to shallow right center field. Phillips going out, and he makes a over-the-shoulder catch. Simmons hustled back.
Yeah, there's a reason why he has won 4 Gold Gloves, going back on the baseball so well.
So they'll bring up Albert. Pujols tonight 1 for 3, double play ball in the first, singled in the fourth, grounded out in the 6th inning. All 3 of those plate appearances against Jaime Garcia. Breaking ball, first pitch, 0-1. Two on Halos here in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, you just have to make
35,000 tonight.
Just have to make decent contact with a fastball like this. You can go a long way.
0-1 pitch upstairs. Evens the count at a ball and a strike.
Well, this guy is providing a lot of that power, and Albert has a ton himself.
Simmons over at first base. Breaking ball. 2-1.
Three of the 4 batters Vizcaino has faced has been a 2-1 count. So the hitters count.
Mike Trout in the dugout watching, had surgery today. He's come out for each of the Pujols plate appearances.
So amazing, so cool.
Breaking ball in there. 2-2. A lot of off-speed stuff. Sitting at 599. Looking to become the 9th man. Enter that 600 home run club. 2-2. Fastball got him upstairs. 2 down.
Very difficult to catch up to a fastball at 98 above the strike zone. The hitter, you see that fastball up there, and he's pulled off on that one. Tried to make contact. If he does, it's going to go a long way. Unable to do so. How great was that for Mike Trout to come out each and every at bat for Albert Pujols tonight?
Jeffrey Marte 1 for 3, had a single in the 7th. Bigger lead for Simmons. They'll check in on him. But Norris has been getting ready for the Angels. In the 9th, Atlanta has Markakis, Kemp, and Flowers. 3, 4, and 5. Eric Young Jr. giving the Angels a 2-1 lead here in the 8th.
I say you can take a shot at trying to steal a base here if you're Andrelton Simmons. 5 stolen bases on the season.
Simmons on the move. It's a strike. 4 down, not even close.
6th stolen base of the season for Simba. Huge jump. That's been an opportunity for Suzuki to throw to the shortstop side of the base.
One-two pitch. Tay goes down swinging. We head to the 9th inning as Eric Young Jr. gives the Angels a 2-1 lead. A lead that Bud Norris will look to protect. Angels trying to pick up the rubber game of the series against the Braves. descend upon Erin Hills for one of golf's most anticipated events of the year. Dustin Johnson looks to defend his title, but Jason Day, Jordan Spieth, and Rory McIlroy are primed to team golf's ultimate test and be crowned America's champion. The 117th U.S. Open begins June 15th on Fox FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Mentioned Bud Norris, but it'll be Jose Alvarez to take over on the mound here in the ninth inning to protect a 2-1 lead. Jose, more than likely, just a one-batter situation with Nick Markakis due to lead things off. You've got a lefty and a couple of righties. So you figured it'll be Alvarez for one batter and then Norris to get the final two guys to try to pick up the victory and pick up the series against the Atlanta Braves before the Twins open up a 4-game set tomorrow night.
And get back to 500. This is the old way the Oakland A's, Tony La Russa used to do with Rick Honeycutt. Start out against a lefty, then bring in Dennis Eckersley quite a bit. That heyday with the Oakland A's.
There's Norris, spent part of last year with the Atlanta Braves. Jose last pitched Monday against Atlanta, went 1 inning through a total of 6 pitches. Markakis 0 for 2, did walk in the 6th. Breaking ball for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes.
Good fastball again for Jose Alvarez.
Oh, 2. Upstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two.
Slightly overthrown on that one. Try to get Markakis to expand the strike zone on a high fastball.
Matt Kemp on deck. Tyler Flowers to follow. Full count. There's a payoff. Markakis lines one out to center. Robinson there. 1 down. That's Scioscia getting ready to come up the steps. We're going to have ourselves a pitching change. So Alvarez took him 6 pitches, but he gets the first down here in the 9th. Scioscia's going to the pen to bring in Bud Norris. 2-1 Angels. Bud Norris takes over on the mound. Needs to get 2 outs. Get the save here. 25th game, 1-2 record and a 2.92 ERA. Mentioned he pitched with Atlanta briefly last year before getting traded.
Talk to John Smoltz about that transition between a starter and a bullpen pitcher, and eventually here as a closer. Just to work on that mentality needed to make that transition from a starter to a bullpen.
He's going to face Matt Kemp. Drove in the only run for Atlanta back in the second with a solo shot. His 10th of the year, 30th run batted in. Let's go back to that second against Jesse Chavez.
And you got a fastball that was upstairs and went with the pitch. Again, very good on a fastball and very good as far as hitting the ball the other way this entire season.
No balls and a strike. Five hits for the Braves, 6 for the Angels. Caught the top part of the zone, but not called a strike. I will say this about John Lipka tonight. Very consistent strike zone for his first major league game behind the plate. He's been on the bases the first 2 games of the series. One. That's line to center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So a man on for Flowers with 1 out here in the 9th.
Another base hit on a fastball using the middle part of the field for Kemp.
Designated hitter, number 25.
Now it's time for the Land Rover above and beyond player of the game, Eric Young Jr. What a game he has had. Go-ahead home run, first since 2014. Also had a single, a walk, and an outstanding defensive play out in left field. Land Rover above and beyond player of the game.
He's only 5 for 11 with a home run, double, 2 stolen bases since being called up.
That's pretty good, don't you think?
Should work. There's Flowers, 1 for 3, had a base hit in the 7th. Infield variety. Cleared foul. Flowers serving as a DH after catching the first 2 games of the series. Time call. We got a pinch runner. First base. Kemp representing the tying run.
Maldonado has thrown out 38% of base stealers this season.
Emilio Bonifacio, the pinch runner. No stolen bases or attempts for Bonifacio. Big lead for him. 0-1. He's fouled off. No balls, 2 strikes.
Flowers has rolled into 3 double plays this season.
So far, first 2 pitches away from the right-handed batter.
Solid game for Matt Kemp. Solid series. Very good season for Matt Kemp.
Hasn't skipped a beat with Freddie Freeman on the disabled list. Fractured wrist. 0-2 upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That was also pretty close. Pretty good pitch by Bud Norris.
Emilio's a happy guy.
Why wouldn't you be? You'll get the chance to wear a baseball uniform.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Creeping off at first base. They'll check in on him. Quick tag by Jeffrey.
Still smiling after that hard tag by Marte.
One-two. Bonifacio's on the move. This is grounded to short. Backhanded by Simmons. His only place to first. 2 down.
A big decision to go on that pitch. Otherwise, that's a ground ball, double play, ball game over. Got a pretty good jump, and at that point, you can't even make that play to second. You got to get that out at first.
The 2 outs, man at second. Rio Ruiz coming up. 0 for 3 tonight. Third baseman's hit a fly ball to left, a ground out to third. Struck out in the 7th. Blake Parker is the pitcher of record for the Angels. He pitched a scoreless 8th inning. It's the 4th appearance for Parker this year in which he did not strike out a man. Tonight was his 26th game.
He certainly has been very, very good.
There's the first one. In there for a strike.
Fastball.
Not a part of the zone.
Good location.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Good hard slider there from Bud Norris.
Go back to that pitch, do you not?
Got to.
Good location. Makes contacts off his leg.
Plus Maldonado to keep that pitch in front of you even if it gets to the dirt.
Time called. Norris ready. Bonifacio with a decent lead at second. Here's the 0-2. Bounces down when Maldonado comes up with it. No play.
A nice job of keeping that baseball even close by you if you're Martin Maldonado. Breaking ball well in front of the plate. Squared up his shoulder off the chest protector. Keeps in the front. No advancement. Because it gives you now still another opportunity as a pitcher to bounce a breaking ball.
One ball, 2 strikes. Got him swinging, light that baby up as the Angels take the final game of the series by the final of 2-1.
And even up their record of 28-28. Eric Young Jr. with a big game. Bud Norris picks up his 10th save of the season. Blake Parker picks up his first win as an Angel. Nice breaking ball there by Bud. Has really adjusted well to that closer role. Albert Pujols picked up a single, passing Babe Ruth on the all-time hit list. But the story of the game, Eric Young Jr., what a game he had.
He's been stellar, spark plug, if you will, since being called up. And while he didn't get any hits, Shane Robinson on the base paths today with fielder's choices, making things interesting for the Angels. The Halos pick up the victory by the final of 2-1 and get back to an even 500 on the season. The Angels with a total of 6 hits. Atlanta also with 6 hits. The Angels taking advantage of a couple of defensive miscues. One big defensive miscue by Rio Ruiz, the third baseman, that allowed Danny Espinosa to score from first base on a throwing error to tie the score. And then, of course, Eric Young Jr. with the home run. EY last night, couple of hits tonight. Back at it again. He's down to the field with Alex Kerr.
Eric, you told me last night that you're making the most of every moment here in the big leagues. You did that tonight with a game-winning home run, your first one since 2014. What was that moment like for you?
Special moment. With the adversity that my family and I went through this whole offseason, special moment to be able to put a smile on their face. I know they're up there right now, so.
All for your son right there?
These guys been great. The guys here, the guys in Salt Lake, they've been picking me up all season. And special group of guys, and I'm thrilled right now. These are happy tears right now that I'm having.
I love it. Now, there's a certain buzz in this stadium right now, especially with history on the line. You guys battled back. Are you able to feel that and feed off that?
Oh, I'm pumped. I definitely want to be here just as much as everybody else to see history in the making with Pujols, and hopefully he gets to hear it soon. I know each pitch, everybody's hanging on the edge, and I know he's going to get it here shortly.
Well, congratulations. Enjoy this moment, and congrats on the win.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
The Angels take Game 3 and this series against the Braves. Stick around for Angels Live with Ken French, Jose Mota, and Tim Salmon coming up next.